Hello and welcome to the Social Workers Bookshelf. My name is Stephanie and I am here today to tell you my why. First of all, wasn't my first choice. I honestly, throughout high school and throughout the beginning of my college career, didn't know what social work was. I heard of counseling, but nothing about social work. When I had moved to South Dakota with my husband, I was working a few different places of just jobs to get a little bit of money while I worked through college, and I was getting my bachelor's of health science because I was going to become a radiologist, like my mother, who is in the healthcare field as well. And it just wasn't clicking for me. It was so hard to do anatomy and physiology and all these things. It just wasn't my niche. So I really struggled getting through my bachelor's. When I was working at a grocery store in the bakery department, a friend of mine suggested that I go and work at this agency for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And I thought, why not? Might as well try it. Never had worked in total care before or anything like that. I had literally worked in grocery stores and in a gymnastics place and all that stuff before. So this was not in my realm. So when I arrived there, it was very different. I was taking care of adults with disabilities. So I was doing a lot of medical stuff. I was doing a lot of direct support, and it was fun. I really liked it. I found that I gravitated towards individuals who had some severe behaviors and were labeled as bad or difficult, and I just connected with these people. I had so much fun. I was getting people who weren't allowed to go out in the general public because of their behaviors. They were going everywhere with me. I'd take them to Walmart, I'd take them to the park, I would take them everywhere because they just were amazing for me, and we had such a deep connection. And with that, I started doing more research while I was still working on my bachelor's to say, I don't think radiology is what's good for me. So after a lot of digging, I found social work. And as soon as I graduated with my bachelor's of health science, I immediately applied to start my MSW with Simmons College. And as soon as I started getting into the work, I realized this is what I was meant to do. All of a sudden, those struggling grades that I was getting in my bachelor's were A's. I felt like I knew this was my calling and this was what I was good at. I was able to take all of that information I was getting from my school and put it immediately into my practice with working with adults with disabilities. I was doing case management at that time. I started creating programs for people with Prader-Willi syndrome. I was just doing all these things with people who were, again, deemed difficult, and it was just easy for me, and I loved it. So I was able to take a lot of that information that I was learning right in my MSW program and immediately implement it into my work with individuals with disabilities. I had been promoted to a case manager, and I was assigned people who were deemed difficult and who were firing all their other case managers. They came to me. So it was a very difficult caseload, but I loved it. I just had this amazing connection with everyone, and I just loved seeing people succeed. And it made me happy. I created a program for individuals with Prader-Willi syndrome, which had never been thought of in South Dakota. So it was really fun for me. So overall, I think my why is I love helping people. And I love helping people who have been deemed a little bit challenging because I like to be pushed to that limit. I like to see what amazing qualities are in a person and help draw that out, because honestly, the people that have been deemed difficult or need to be kicked out of agencies or anything are honestly the best people I've ever met, and the people have taught me the most lessons about myself and about life. So that is my why. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any more questions for me or any other content that you'd like to see. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and check me out on Instagram at The Social Workers Bookshelf. Thanks. Bye.